West Yorkshire, home of Bradford City, Huddersfield Town and Leeds United. But there's another West Yorkshire side climbing through the leagues, operating at the highest ever level in the 122-year history. Welcome to the Regal Interiors Stadium, home of Silsden AFC, currently competing in the Northern Premier League East alongside the likes of Blyth Spartans and Bradford Park Avenue. I'm going to be chatting with some of the staff and players at the club and showing you why, if you live in the local area, you need to be coming down here to watch your football. Today the Sils host Heaton Stannington in the league, coming off back-to-back away wins against Bradford Park Avenue and Newton Aycliffe. But first, I'm going to speak to Silsden manager Matt Cavanagh. So, I'm joined by Matt Cavanagh, Silsden manager. So this is your fourth season in charge, Matt, and things are going really well at the club. What's it been like for you? Obviously, you've built season on season, and last year resulted in promotion. What was last year like as a season for you?
Probably my favourite and best in football. Look, when you're winning, everyone is happy, yourselves happy, the team's happy.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of hard work that got put into that year. Like you say, the foundations were built from the first year that I came. I was part of the West Yorkshire Development League. We did really, really well. As you can see, still to the day, there's a couple of lads involved with the team. And it's taken us time to get it to where we want it to be, and there's a lot of people who have played the part in that process. But yeah, last year were unbelievable, and to win at Pickering, and there were a lot of fans there, it was a tremendous achievement. So no, really, really good.
This season, highest level the club's ever been at, so I can imagine you'll have felt that jump up in quality in this league, and there's a lot of good teams in this league with big budgets. What's it been like for you adjusting to that, having come up from step 5?
It's been an enjoyable experience going to play against different teams and go to different environments, different facilities. There's been some fantastic grounds that we've visited, but also Silsden's a really nice place for visitors to come. I think we've adjusted, we're adapting all the time, and there's a lot of room for improvement on my side, the management team, the players. Recruitment is a massive part of this level and the location where we're currently at. But no, it's a really good league.
So in terms of the future and the growth of the club, obviously at this level every fan matters, and what does it mean to you to see like more people coming down and the effect that can have on the team?
Yeah, I've seen the club grow over the past few years, but look, it's made aware that as a club we know that we can really develop it, and I think there can be more interest within the club.
Yeah.
I think we've got a massive junior setup which is run really well. Loads of opportunities for them to be involved with mascots. A winning team should bring people in, so obviously that's a part of our role to try and get people to want to come and watch us and try and get the players to unite with the fans and get that connection. So yeah, it's really important that they get behind the lads. I know Martin Bland's put a lot of effort into the Red Army, so there's a lot of youngsters that are coming down and getting behind the goal and getting behind the lads. So yeah, I think once the message gets around and people come and they enjoy it, it will grow.
Joined here by Tommy Brown, Silsden's number 1. Your first season at Silsden, how have you found that step up from step 5 to step 4 this year?
It's been good. It's been a challenge, but I think I view the challenge as a way to get better, really. It's been faster, more physical. There's less room for error. I think at step 5 is, if you make a mistake, you usually get away with it. But step 4 is a lot more, there's less chances, and so you go against a good side. If you make a mistake, they'll punish you for it. So it's been that bit of a learning curve, and then adjusting to the pace, different sort of styles of play. But I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed every moment. Like I said, I enjoy the challenge. I've always known that being in a tougher environment's only made me better.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad I was able to get the opportunity really to be here.
You're not too native to Silsden. You're from Dallas, Texas. How does Silsden compare to Dallas?
It's a bit different.
Yeah,
Dallas is a big city, and so I grew up in Dallas. And I moved to England when I was 16. And to be fair, I like the countryside. So I grew up in Dallas. My mom's side's French, and they're from the countryside of France.
Right.
So I do like the countryside. I think it is quite calm. But just comparing the two, obviously it's night and day, isn't it? Yeah. Dallas is a big city, and Silsden's more of a village. But it's nice. It's got a sense of community. The people I've spoken to who've been at the club for a while have been at Silsden for decades.
Yeah.
So it is quite interesting. Dallas people come and go, and people come into your life, come out of your life, whereas here it feels like people get to know each other over the course of decades. So I think it's quite unique.
So I'm joined by Will Twigg, chairman here at Silsden. We've seen some of the developments that we've had to do so far. We've got the fencing around the stadium, and then obviously there's plans to expand that main stand over there.
Yeah, so we've 2 new bays coming on the 20th of March to make the stand compliant. That's another 40 seats. 2 prefabricated turnstiles, and around the pitch, the volunteers have done brilliant. You know, some clubs, you know, are having to find the funding for, you know, in excess of £20,000 to do the perimeter fencing to make it compliant. And the volunteers here have done that in a tenth of that cost. So it's things like that people don't necessarily see going on. We're a week or so away from opening a new food kiosk, which will be taking the food to a little bit of a next step in terms of, you know, not just pie and peas and things like that. It's, you know, a bit more variety, so we can utilise the hospitality a little bit better.
Recently you put a post up, there's quite a lot of voluntary positions going within the club. What can people get involved with?
You can do anything. It's you know, from selling raffle tickets to cutting a pitch to selling us some sponsorship boards to anything in between. I think people are hesitant to get involved because they think it's going to soak up, you know, a lot of their spare time, but it doesn't have to. You know, Silsden's grown, you know, massively in, you know, you've only got to look at the houses that get built and the local area. There's a lot more people here, and we just need to do our best to get those people down here in a volunteering capacity, but also through the gate and watching the games. You know, without going into Bradford or without going the other side of Leeds, it's the highest step of football you're going to get at non-league in this area. Percentage-wise, our attendances have increased quite dramatically over the last couple of years. So if we can build on that year on year, that just puts a sustainable platform on the playing side of things, and being able to, you know, cement ourselves at step 4.
Sponsors play a big part. Anything you'd want to say to potential sponsors? Or
yeah, I think with our ground grading requirements, that's opened up, you know, with a bigger stand, the food kiosk, perimeter fencing, it's opened up sponsorship opportunities. I'd just urge anybody that's got a business, that's got some money to put back into the community, to think, you know, as radical as your ideas might be, we're open to listening to them. We've ample room to put some perimeter signage in. We've opportunities for food businesses or for local suppliers to get involved with our kiosk. And obviously the new stand, so the stand's going to be increasing in width by an extra 4 or 5 metres, so we're going to have a substantial platform to have a main stand sponsor. You know, whether it's 100 quid, 500 quid or more, you know, we welcome anybody that's willing to get involved, and we'll make a sponsorship package to suit.
Heaton Stannington today, tough game. You've come off the back of 2 really good results, like Park Avenue away, Newton Aycliffe away. You've probably been happy with like 3 points, maybe from one of them. Yeah. So to get 6 is massive.
Massive.
What are you thinking about today?
Another 3 points, isn't it?
Another
At
3
home,
points, yeah.
They've got to travel.
Yeah.
Pitch is looking well, so
yeah.
See how it is.
Feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, pretty confident.
That defence is very strong now,
Yeah.
and obviously like everyone's having to fight for the position.
Well, that's the thing, innit? We've got good players in all positions at back.
Yeah.
So everyone's got to fight for it and take your chance when you get it.
Yeah. What do you think about Cav?
If I speak, I am in trouble.
If I speak, I am in big trouble.
If you're enjoying this video, I would massively appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And there were no surprises to learn that this was going to be an unchanged Silsden side coming off the back of 2 away wins.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Regal Interiors Stadium. Today's Northern Premier League East clash.
Too much time! Points, lads. Play, boys. Play that one. Good. Play,
So final score, Silsden 2, Heaton Stannington 0. A really good performance from the lads. They really dug in when they were 2-0 up. Heaton Stannington were throwing everything at Silsden, but got the win. 3 wins from 3. If you enjoyed it, like the look of the club, make sure to come down, come watch a game. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you at the next one. Genoa last week.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, doing
Good
right.
fun.
And now you're at Silsden.
This is where I want to be. No, this is real.